Today, we're going to be kicking it old school with a new school spin and reintroducing you guys to a classic. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Good here at the House of Masks, where we unbox and review cool stuff almost every single day. And in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at a new product with an old school spin. Now, I'm not going to be able to tell you much about this piece without taking it out first and then explaining what is so special about it. So let's just go ahead and hop right on into the box. We have got a package here from none other than the famous or infamous, depending on your standpoint, Trick or Treat Studios. So let's go ahead and get this thing opened up and take a look at the piece at hand. So what we've got here is something from the 2024 line, something that I am very excited about, and I can kind of see it peeking out now. So what I'll do is hold the box up like this as we reveal this guy. What we have here from the Mabry's Monsters line is Gary. Meow. The most important meal of the day, serving it up Gary's way. Alright, so here we have it, Scary Gary. Not sure where the name of this guy came from, to be honest, but how sick is this thing? Justin absolutely nailed the sculpt on this, and it couldn't be a cooler piece, so I knew that this was going to be the piece that I had to buy to break down this new wave of an old school feel. A lot of you guys are probably wondering what I'm talking about, and what's so special about Gary here. Well, Gary is made of vinyl.
Spinal.
That's right, Trick or Treat Studios is reintroducing vinyl masks to the mainstream market, and I, for one, think that that is incredible for a multitude of reasons. So, let's talk about the pros of vinyl versus the cons of latex. The pros of vinyl versus latex are, for one thing, this is plastic.
Life in plastic, it's fantastic.
That's right, vinyl is a type of plastic, and a lot of people get turned off by that because they think plastic mask, they think of some sort of hard-shelled mask that will crack and be damaged pretty easily, but that's not the case. As you can see here, Gary is pretty much just as squishy and as soft and as bendable as a latex mask. And honestly, the only real difference between the feel of latex and the feel of vinyl is the stretchiness. Latex stretches a lot. Vinyl doesn't have a whole lot of give to it. But with this being made out of vinyl, it will not rot, and that is incredible. Think about how many masks you as a collector own that are made out of latex and will, no matter what, eventually succumb to being latex. Those pieces will all rot. They might outlive you, but eventually they will die. Vinyl fixes that problem completely. So, with vinyl being very, very durable and also never subject to any sort of dry rot or melting like latex, it's also a pretty cool thing for people that have latex allergies. That's another big pro of vinyl. I didn't realize how many people had latex allergies until a few years into my tattoo career when they made us switch from latex gloves to vinyl gloves. The health department actually passed a rule that made all tattoo shops stop using latex gloves in Ohio. Around that time, I started to kind of think, like, how many people are not able to collect masks because most masks are made of latex?
25.
Vinyl completely eliminates that problem. So right there, I think that those are two pretty big wins for vinyl in the vinyl versus latex argument. On top of that, they just have a great old school feel. Like, you definitely would not get this sort of translucent classic look out of a latex mask no matter what you did. There is just something very different and unique about the finish of a vinyl mask. In fact, some of our all-time favorite masks are made of vinyl, like the PMG Ghost Glow or the old vintage West German clowns. That's right, vinyl masks. I'm not really sure what led to the decline of vinyl masks being so popular. Way back in the 70s and 80s, you would see these masks all over the place. And then they kind of lulled out in the 90s and were almost non-existent from the 2000s to today. Some cheaper companies that you would see producing really, really awful masks that would end up in the dollar store or at Kmart's or Walmart's would still use vinyl, but nothing really in the collector's market. And it looks like Trick or Treat Studios is starting to kind of change that with their 2024 catalog. Aside from this guy, there seem to be quite a few masks to pick from to get in vinyl, both new releases and old school masks that were being redone in vinyl. Again, I don't really know why vinyl masks seem to decline so hard. Maybe the casting technique is just a lot more expensive. I know that to cast in vinyl, it is a completely different process from casting in latex. With latex, it's easy enough. You just kind of dump your latex into the mold and you can slosh it around, or you can paint the walls.
Hey, that's what she said.
But with vinyl, there's all sorts of stuff to do. You have to have metal molds, you have to do injection molding, and I don't know if that process is more expensive, but it definitely seems a little more intricate. So maybe they were just cutting costs by doing latex for so long and leaving vinyl in the past. Regardless, it looks like Trick or Treat Studios is trying something new with something old, and I think that that is pretty awesome. I would love to see a full-on return to vinyl masks like we had back in the 80s and 90s, and I think that this mask is a very, very nice reintroduction back into the vinyl circuit. Scary Gary, again, just an absolute classic. He is lovely, a beautiful sculpt by Mr. Mabry, and we've got some nice finishing touches here. We've got this full-on fur hood, very reminiscent of like old Topstone pieces. For example, the old Topstone New Skin line. Those were all vinyl masks that had these sewn on hoods with this very, very unique fur. And something that is cool is that this mask actually comes with the hard plastic shell on the inside so that the mask will keep its shape. That is a very common thing amongst old vintage vinyl masks. I definitely love the addition of the hard plastic shell on the inside. And if you guys are familiar with Caesar masks, you'll know that that was a pretty common practice back in the day. And if you get a Caesar mask with the hard plastic shell on the inside, you've pretty much got a mint mask. So yeah, dude, Trick or Treat Studios doing it right with the Gary mask here. Definitely looking forward to picking up some more vinyl pieces from them in the future. As I mentioned earlier, their 2024 catalog is chock full of vinyl surprises. Definitely cool to see a return to it, and I just wanted to quickly touch on that while also showing this piece off, because I think that this is maybe going to open some folks' eyes out there in the community and tell you guys a little bit about vinyl that you might not have known. Vinyl is a good thing for the hobby, and I'm glad to see Trick or Treat Studios trying to resurrect that. So shout out to Trick or Treat Studios. Gotta give props where props are due. So yeah, I think that that is going to pretty much do it for today's video. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments section. Are you guys excited to add some vinyl to your collection, or do you not care at all? What is your favorite vinyl piece out of the Trick or Treat Studios 2024 catalog? Let me know down below, and I will meet you guys down there and we'll have a general discussion about vinyl.
Spinal.
Now, as always, I'm going to end this video the same way that we end all of the unboxings and reviews on this channel, and that is with some nice up-close hero shots of this piece to let you guys see all of the beautiful vinyl detail, and that'll be that. So, thank you guys very, very much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. And until next time, this has been AJ Good here at the House of Masks, telling you to say no to drugs and alcohol, and yes to vinyl, and we'll see you guys in the next one.